a huge drama going on and there is so much to unpack and talk about. I knew something like this would happen, but I didn't know it would be so big, and let me tell you guys, I never knew the developers could go so low. Also, alongside how they recently just made a ChatGPT apology that only addressed Haley because that was the only person Creecroft had talked about in his video and cause she was the most popular, but more on that later. But y'all, this might be a big one, so sit down, get your popcorn, and let's get into it. Also, I forgot to add that this might be a little outdated as I made this script 2 weeks ago. Who were the people? So, if you aren't aware, the people who got affected by their badges being removed was Callmehhaley and NotLukash so far. These are both one of the biggest Royale High creators and were former Crown Royalty owners. They are both one of the biggest Royale High YouTubers, and I just can't wrap my mind on why they choose to do this to them. In total, at the time of making this video, their subscriber count together is 763,000. That's a lot of subscribers. Not to mention Callmehhaley's other YouTube accounts and NotLukash's. But many creators have spoken out, like YouTubers Towery Who, Abby's Outlet, and Royale Dior have all explained how they felt very restricted on who they should follow and talk to or else they would get in trouble. Saying things like how their experiences with the developers were always very petty. How it all started, the developers had said they were going to transition to Instagram, but a lot of people were unhappy with this decision, as this would mean they could delete our messages, because in Twitter you're able to hide a person's comment, but people can still find it. But with Instagram it allows you to delete comments and stuff. So this was the first sign people got when they started to see the developers were really not willing to hear what we had to say. Like they even did the same thing with their quote-unquote Royale High trailer on YouTube, as all it was a bunch of lag fixes and stuff that we already knew, and they took out the ability to comment since everyone was calling them out so hard. So now I have explained that, now let's get on with the more recent drama. So we all know Bob or Night Barbie has had problems with taking in constructive criticism, but I never knew she would go as far as talking away creator badges. The reasons were just because Callmehhaley was making an innocent joke or had an opinion they didn't agree with, and NotLukash had said a bad word because he was so disappointed people were sexualizing his friend Royale Luna after she did a face reveal. After that, both Haley and Lucas got their badges removed. NotLukash is also saying other reasons for him losing his badge was he has made a few videos before the drama started about the game dying and him criticizing it. I find this all really messed up, as this is the game always giving us empty dead promises over and over again that nowadays mean nothing anymore. Do you guys still remember when the developers had promised a BHM update, as Night Barbie wasn't able to do it last year? If you didn't know that, they made a bunch more dumb promises too. Which leads me to my next statement. I feel the Royale High apology wasn't genuine and it was just made to shut us up and tell us they would be better. Callmehhaley's and NotLukash's opinion. So Callmehhaley had explained in her video that the developers had always never liked her, and as well with NotLukash, and they had been waiting for the perfect opportunity to take their badges away. Which I find is very messed up. Callmehhaley said she has always tried to be honest and kind, but they were trying to take away her badge from the very start. There was a video she had made called Halloween Update Confirmed Not Cancelled by Royale High, and a comment on Twitter that made the developers very upset, as they did not like that she was expressing her opinion, saying how it was filling up their DMs and that it was unhealthy communication and no mutual respect towards them, even though they didn't even look at their DMs. So with this, Callmehhaley had to apologize for making that video and comment. Also, we are not even getting into how whenever Haley would privately talk to the devs about an issue, they would take a long time to answer or wouldn't answer, but when she says it publicly, they're all of a sudden they are ready to reply. But I think the only reason for that was because of her respectful comment she had made about the apple bobbing situation, because she thought it was unfair for innocent people that didn't exploit to have restrictions when grinding during Royalween, when grinding candies were harder enough. But we all know Barbie made that decision mainly to make players play Royale High longer, and if you aren't aware, when there are lots of players playing with your game for a long time, it gives the creator lots of money. That was the main reason for Barbie doing that. So I don't want to hear B-Plays saying again that Royale High is Night Barbie's quote-unquote passion project. So, yeah, this is so stupid. I don't understand how the developers really are this defensive when getting criticism. I think that everyone was smart for knowing the reason why they wanted to move to Instagram was with it being more accessible to remove comments so they could take out opinions they didn't like. Also, I would like to add how in their messages to Haley, they always seem to gaslight the whole situation and manipulate everything to make people feel bad. The developers just proved y'all's point, but anyways. Let's get into Lukash's point of view. So he said that he was personally going to quit Royale High because of everything going on, like bad communication, bad representation, etc., but Royale High just sped up the process by rudely taking away his badge. He also said that another reason for him losing his badge, other than saying a bad word, other than him not being pleased with the way his friend Royale Luna was being sexualized, was that he had made videos talking about Royale High's downfall. He actually for a while around December was pretty vocal about his opinions and how he felt with new masculine bodies. He said how if your badge was removed it was because they didn't agree with anything they were saying, which is dumb, as in life you're nothing going to agree with everyone you talk to, but I digress. He also explained how he felt it was so sad that since they had watched his videos about some of Royale High's problems, but they didn't take any of them into account. Which goes to show the developers merely just care about people feeling bad for them and do not care about any actual flaws they have in their game, and all it sounds like they are saying is, if you don't say anything kind or make the game look good, you will be kicked out of crowned royalty because we don't agree with your opinion. Royale High's apology. Okay, I'm sorry, but this apology was probably made with the help of AI. Like, I'm not kidding with the way the words were said. It definitely looked like they asked for some help from like ChatGPT or something and changed up some of the words. I watched Callmehhaley's video about her reacting to the apology, and everything she said was so true. Like, why didn't they make the apologies privately to the individual YouTubers like Callmehhaley and Lukrembo? The only person they actually acknowledged in it was Callmehhaley. Also, don't get me started on how they made it right after Creecroft had made his video on the situation. Like, that had to be because they now noticed the drama was spreading farther than just the Royale High community, so in order to keep the game's good reputation they finally responded. So this is so dumb once you actually start to think about it. Others have said that the reason they only addresses Callmehhaley was in Creecroft's video he only talked about Callmehhaley. This of course wasn't his fault, but that is why many feel they didn't even say anything to Lukrembo. Especially seeing that Callmehhaley is the bigger creator, so she was going to be addressed. Plus in the whole apology they keep saying we, us, our, stuff like that. Never really saying any personal pronouns at all, and you might be asking what does that have to do with anything? Well, from other years Royale High has made apologies, they never admit they are wrong, they always share the blame to their development team, which I find is toxic, and you can see that happening in the apology too. But guys, there's even more. My final thoughts. I like how people have thought of the idea of boycotting the game, but I think like what Haley had said, what really going to make the developers change like Barbie is for us to all quit until they change the game. I personally haven't been playing much and just play just for videos as I don't find anything interesting to do. I think Royale High should not just change their team on Twitter or X, but also fix and improve the game because I don't think just changing your communication team on Twitter or X, gaslighting, and making fake promises is going to help anything Royale High. You need to do better and faster, because if you don't you're going to continue digging a hole for yourselves and make the game die. Also, as a mainly Royale High creator myself, I think if you're going to go as far as silencing you influencer because they have an opinion you don't like, I think at point it's best you sell the game, and if you don't want to fully sell it, sell a part of the game to some creator who has a similar vision on how to make the game that can improve the game and make it a better place, and actually care about what the community says instead of making empty promises. DOX threats rumor. So sadly, some people after getting really mad about the horrible stuff the developers had done, if you're confused, please watch some of my other videos. They began to threaten to give Call Me Bob or Barbie to dox her. Me personally am in no support of this, and it's quite upsetting people decided to do this, as now it will make people think we are just hating the developers. I think this was a few people, but still it had a big impact. I think because they were afraid about getting exposed, they deleted all the comment on X or Twitter leaking some information about the developer. Conclusion, but please let me know if you would like to see me play another game though, if that's what interests you guys, since that seems to be the only way for the developer to be aware of how their actions are harming our community. Although whether or not we agree, thanks for taking time out of your day or night to watch this video. Comment a sunny emoji if you agree with me on this video, and make sure to like and subscribe for the algorithm so more people can see this video, and I will see you guys in another great video.
Bye,
guys.